Ahava blessings. Welcome to this episode of Embodying the Shekhinah. This podcast is here to serve and support us during these times of heightened awareness, energies, energetic upgrades, everything that is being revealed to us to embody, integrate, remember, activate our soul essence. I am your host. My name is Aurea. I am an ordained Magdalene priestess, a Reiki master, energy and sound healer. And I am your guide in this journey. And in this episode, we are going to dive into the divine feminine mysteries through the Aramaic letter, the creation frequency of the noon. And the noon has been becoming more and more active. We are still in the Libra Tishrei portal until the new moon in Scorpio, which is happening next week. However, the sun has already shifted into Scorpio, and the veil is thinning, particularly in the northern hemisphere, as we are entering the Samhain portal. And it's a very potent time. I just spent a few days. I am in the process of completing a move to a new home, and my beloved and I decided to take a break and a little holiday, and the amount of information and wisdom that was coming in through my dreams was off the charts. It was really, really powerful time for me, and it is because of my work. I know that it is also connected to the collective. So the noon is the letter that represents giving and receiving. It is the fish, the yoni portal. It is the unknown, the feminine mysteries. And the feminine really is, this is why the ancients, when they studied the hochma traditions, it was known as the feminine mysteries, because it is the feminine that deals with the unseen. It is the feminine that births. It is the feminine that reveals and, in a sense, unsettles you. And unsettles you to the point that you have to see, truly see, what is being revealed to you. And in order to see, in order to receive the mysteries, one has to be open. And to be open is to be stripped away of all of the layers, all of the ego, everything that you think you know, that you have been taught, that you have been programmed, that you have learned, shedding all of that. And it's really a stripping bare, a nakedness of the self to be able to be in that position to receive. So it is, this time is very energetically charged. There we are seeing so much duality, so much polarization of the energies, particularly in the U.S. But, it's not just the U.S. We are seeing lots of war, lots of pain, lots of suffering, lots of anguish, and lots of separation. And we are seeing this separation so we can truly see where our world is now. Our world is one that has been characterized by the exploration of duality, by the division and separation we are seeing. However, now we have come to a point where we are unifying the polarities, where we are bringing together all those aspects of this three-dimensional world that need to be brought back into unity in order to shift into a higher state of consciousness. higher state of consciousness does not mean that you cease to exist in the physical world. It means that you transcend the physical to know that you are a part of everything and everyone. And this is the yoni portal. This is the portal of creation. This is the portal into the unseen, the hidden, in order to reveal the light, reveal the infinite light of creation that is within all of us. So it is the Aramaic letter that represents Yeshua. And Yeshua came in to seed a new covenant, a new way of embodying spirituality. And that spirituality was found by going within. It was not found by relying on external forces or external beings. It was all about going within and liberating ourselves of all of those layers that we have taken on. Because remember, at our essence, we are soul. We are, in Aramaic, it's neshama. And we are this infinite self that is embodied for this time. And this is one of the reasons why we experience duality. We experience duality as part of the agreement we entered into to explore this realm that we call Earth, to see how far we could come from our oneness. And I think a lot of us can agree that we have come pretty separated. We have become so separated from our own infinite selves, from nature, from our bodies, from the creation essence, divine mother, goddess, God. We have separated ourselves to such an extreme that now we are seeing the effects of what we have created. And we are seeing this so we can make that concerted effort to liberate ourselves of the programs, of the beliefs, of the patterns, of the karmas and the traumas, and come back into unity, come back into the knowing that we are infinite oneness, into the knowing that we are love, that our true essence is one that can manifest anything, because we are created, we are in the image of the Creator, we are one with the Creator, Creatrix, we are one with the divine, we are one with one another. So this time where we are seeing so much hatred, so much anger, so much division, is really a time to come back into your heart, to come back into the knowing that within us and within all beings is this infinite part that is one with all that is, all that has been, and all that will be. This is the wisdom that we are seeking. Knowledge is finite. There is a difference between knowledge and wisdom. And wisdom, hochma, Sophia, that is truly what brings us into alignment. Knowledge is mental. Knowledge is defined by factors that are external, by parameters that have been set forth by academia or by your guru or whoever. Knowledge is finite. Wisdom is infinite and ever evolving. And this is why the feminine is so scary. Because when you go into the feminine, when you go unseen, the unknown, the cosmic womb, you really are stepping into nothing, the void, where there are infinite possibilities. And we come face to face with our own essence that is not defined by race, it's not defined by religion, it's not defined by our gender, our identity, anything, our level of education, the money in the bank, the house, the car we drive. It's not defined by any of that. All of that is superfluous bullshit created for this earthly realm. In the true void, we are stripped bare. And that is the part that is so scary. Because who are we? Who are we without the trappings of this world? Who are we without the things that we have identified as us? What does our life mean without all of that stuff that we have taken on? If we are not the illness, if we are not the money, if we are not our social status, if we are not our educational level, who are we? What essence are we aligning to? Are we aligning to the true essence of our soul, which is love, which is infinite creation? Or are we choosing more separation? Are we choosing to align with more separation, with fear, another construct of this world? Fear is what keeps us chained and enslaved and in the same processes, repeating the same cycles, because we are afraid to dive into the unknown. We are afraid to give ourselves the space to explore a new frequency, to explore a different possibility, a different way of being. And this is what needs to be healed within us at this point. This need to perpetuate the separation because we are afraid. The only antidote to fear is to choose love, is to go beyond the limitations of the mind to the source, to the true essence, the true nature of who we are. And this is what needs to be done. Well, you don't need to do anything, but what helps to really allow ourselves to align is to breathe. Really breathe and feel your body. Connect with your womb, connect with your heart. Feel your feet on the earth. And from there, create the space. And how do we create space? We let go. We let go of everything that we think we know, and we embrace knowing nothing. We embrace the journey of curiosity. We embrace our emotions. What are they telling us? And we get curious about the messages behind what we are seeing. If you have a pain in some part of your body, it's telling you there is blocked energy. So what created that blockage? What created that stagnation? If there is disharmony, emotional disharmony in your relationships, what fed that disharmony? And asking yourself, how do we heal? How do we bring into union these parts of ourselves? How do we create harmony where there is none? How do we choose peace? How do we create the emotional harmony, the emotional balance? Tishrei, this is still the Libra portal. How do we create the emotional balance to be able to perceive clearly what we are receiving and to know where we need to create space? Where do we need to create space? Do you need to let go of your closet full of clothes that you haven't worn in years? Do you need to declutter? Do you need to decompress your mind and maybe take a few moments or take a day and just be with yourself? Take yourself on a date. I think that's something that's a little scary, particularly for us ladies, to just be within a public space just by ourselves and treat ourselves like a queen. Go out to a nice dinner that you would only go out with a beloved or on a date. So many of us don't even give ourselves that time. Or maybe it's just you just need to decompress and need to not be doing anything. Or maybe your mind is always racing. If there are any Virgos listening, the mind is always chattering, or Geminis, very active, or very Mercury placements, very active mind. Journal. Take everything, every thought in your head and write it down, no matter how insignificant you think it is. Get it out on paper and then see if you can sit in the stillness of your mind. And the other thing that is needed is safety. We need to feel safe. We need to feel safe to explore the unknown, the unseen. If we do not feel safe within ourselves, we cannot explore. Because we're not safe. Our basic root chakra needs are not being met. So how do we create the safety, or how do we acknowledge the safety that exists already? Because we are safe. There are a few places in the world where you definitely are not. But for most of us, we are safe. We are held. We do have the time and the space to explore the unseen, to remember the ancient, because that is what the feminine is. The feminine is something that is remembered. It is something that is ancient. It is something that we connect to that is far greater than our earthly incarnation. And it doesn't matter what embodiment you chose. I'm not speaking about feminine, masculine in the physical aspect. I'm speaking of the feminine in the creation sense. The feminine is the creative essence, the essence that gives a life. The masculine is the essence that holds the structure, it's not so much the foundation, but the elements of the structure to hold the feminine creation. This is why the feminine is always expanding. The feminine energy is always creating. Now, the feminine energy, the creative energy, can be creating with your karmas, with your traumas, with your limiting beliefs, with your fears, with your doubts, with all of that mucky stuff. Or the feminine can create from the pure essence of light, of creation, which is your true self. And we get to this through clearing, through purifying, through shedding, through letting go. The image that I'm seeing is the Ouroboros, which is the snake, which is constantly shedding its skin and renewing and rebirthing, that's eating its own tail. So it's that endless cycle of growth, of death, of rebirth, of transformation, of transmutation, of alchemy, which is the energies we're going into. We're going into this deeply transformative space. And it's not about the external. It's not about anything that is happening outside of you. This is what people don't get. They think that the external defines the internal, but it is the internal, the inner, that is creating. So where do we need to unify within so we can properly cement the external to mirror the inner union that we are creating, that we are bringing forth, that we are birthing? Because this is what we are doing all the time. We are constantly birthing. We are constantly rebirthing. We are constantly renewing. Look at every cell in your body. Every cell in your body is constantly being reborn. How it's reborn, how it's fine-tuned, or how it's created really has to do with the nutrients and with the materials and the seeds and the nourishment that you give that energy, that cell. So it really is always a rebirth process. It's always a process of transformation that is awakened within through humility, through curiosity. And I keep coming back to humility because so many of us are conditioned to think that we know it all. We've already seen that. We know how that plays out. But we don't. We only know what we have experienced, and what we have experienced is limited when it's compared to the infinite, cosmic breadth of creation that is everywhere and is always unfolding. And just as we need wisdom, humility to access wisdom, we must learn to trust the process. And the process requires the void. It requires darkness. And I don't mean shadow. I mean the fact that within the cocoon, a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly. Within the darkness of the ground, the seed is planted and germinates, sprouting new growth in life. Everything is birthed from the not knowing, from the nothing, from the void, from the infinite cosmic womb that is within us. Within each and every one of us is this space of infinite creation, this void. I don't want to use the word dark simply because of the connotations that we have ascribed to that word. So the emptiness, the nothing, the void. It is in these places where we birth new worlds, where we allow creation to unfold through us. even in pregnancy, it is a great unknown for woman, because her body, what she has been used to, her body is doing something completely different. Foods that agreed with her before no longer do. Now she's nauseous, boobs are sore, she's gaining weight. So there are all kinds of things that we must surrender in order to birth new life as a woman. We must surrender to pregnancy. We must surrender to the birth process. We must surrender to becoming a mother and to not having all of the answers. I think motherhood is definitely a great initiator for a woman. Not saying that every woman has to become a mother. I'm just saying it's a powerful initiator, because at very few places in our lifetime do we have to truly surrender and trust in the divine, in the process of creation, than in pregnancy and birth and motherhood. It completely up-levels that surrender. But this is what we must do in all aspects, whether we are birthing life or birthing a book or birthing a business. We must surrender and trust our inner guidance, trust our intuition. Our intuition is deeply connected to the noon, to the waters of creation, to the void, to the portal of the cosmic womb. It is potent to be so aligned to your own intuition that you know exactly what is unfolding. Now, you may not know how, and you will have to trust and still surrender, and there will still be fear. There is still fear, I can tell you that from my own experience. However, it's by going through the process and transcending that fear that you unlock and awaken to new levels of intuition, new levels of awakening, new levels of expansion, new levels of creation and abundance. It's all within you. It's just yet to be revealed. So I encourage you to take this time to go within, follow your passion, create the structure that you need, which is masculine, to feel safe and to explore with curiosity, with a sense of reverie, reverence, and with playfulness and hope, allowing the mysteries to be revealed to us. And letting go of any fear we may hold on to, any residual fear, anywhere we hold that. It's time to let it go, because it is really in the depths of yourself that you truly can listen to your inner guidance and to the voice of your soul, and allow your soul, the divine essence of you, to express through you. Each one of you has so many beautiful gifts to share, and gifts that you are not even aware of, that are yet to be seen and manifested, because they are hidden. They are hidden because maybe the time isn't right. And this is where the trust comes in, trusting that all is unfolding the way that is in your highest alignment, in the highest alignment to your soul expression, to your essence, to the divine that is flowing through you. This is the noon. This is the divine feminine mysteries. This is the coding that we are remembering. Because we already know this. We already have this wisdom within. We've just forgotten. We've forgotten, and we've let other things speak for us and work through us, and other things like our traumas, our limiting beliefs. But we don't have to be bound by those any longer. We can liberate ourselves at any time. So ask questions. Question everything. Question your belief system. Why do you believe what you believe? Is it really, truly in alignment with the life that you say you wish to create? Remember, we must be in integrity, in harmony and alignment with that which we wish to manifest, with that which we are birthing forth in order for it to be made physical with more ease and grace. I won't say more quickly, because the divine has its own timing. They have their own way of evaluating time, which is completely different. It's in cycles, and it's not linear the way that we think it is. So this is a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time. It's a very powerful time. It can be very unnerving. So I encourage you to ground. I encourage you to align with your heart. Do practices that bring you to that state of joy and peace, and that align you once again with your center, because we constantly, part of this human experience is that forgetting and coming back, forgetting and coming back, that dance of sort of wandering off the path and then coming back, because it's about exploration. And if we didn't wander off the path, we wouldn't explore and experience different things. So let go of the judgment, let go of the shame, let go of the guilt, let go of the fear, let go of all of those programs, and dive in to yourself. That's really what you're diving into. You're diving into your true essence, the infinite you that exists within. It's not anything or anyone outside of you. It is you. So I encourage you to enjoy this time and take a listen to the sound activation that is the companion episode to this episode. And if you enjoyed this, of course, I welcome you to follow me on Instagram at Embodying the Shekhinah. Follow me at Aurea Lara, Aurealara. You can also find me on YouTube, Aurea Lara, Aurealara. And I share practices and mini sound activations and all kinds of goodies, meditations and mantras and mudras, for us to really align with our soul. That is my purpose. That is my mission. That is what I came here to share and to support us in remembering and integrating. So if you like this, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Have a blessed day of the goddess, a blessed Shabbat day, and